Hello, I am Gardner and I'm standing with the Spennymoor Independents on February the 18th in the Spennymoor Ward by-election. This is an introduction to me, and over the next 10 minutes or so I will try to give you a really good reason why you should go out and you should put your cross in the box that puts me in that vacant council seat. For a considerable number of years now, the majority has always been with the Labour Party. At the moment, there's 16 Labour councillors, 5 independent councillors and the 1 vacant seat. So over the next year, between now and the main elections, it's going to be very difficult without collaborating, without negotiating, without trying to put forward a very strong argument as to why things need to be done a certain way to actually make sure that we can do the best for the people in the ward. I have the 4 most important qualities. I have the time, I have the motivation, I have the knowledge of the system since I've been there in the town hall virtually every meeting for the last 2 years, but I also have a reputation within the independents, and I hope within my local community and those that I speak to on a day-to-day basis, of being open, honest, transparent, and most important, that I will put things out in the public domain whether I am right or I am wrong. What I think is that I am there to open the debate, to talk to people like yourselves, to be out there on the doorstep, out there in the community, and able to speak within the council for you. That means that I will listen to you, I will take your ideas away, I'll mull those ideas over, and I'll share those ideas with other people. It is only by us as a community working together that we can come to solve problems. Solve problems like what Councillor Kevin Thompson has dealt with on Studley Drive, Annock Drive, with the adoption of the paths and the roads, with chasing up the house builders, with trying to bring it to a really quick and smooth and amicable conclusion. The same goes for the Craddock Street area, where myself and Councillor Darks have been working with residents, we've been working with the police, and also with those at Durham County Council, so that we can look at licensing laws for the new shop. We can look at what's best for local residents. We can look at the issues of drugs and antisocial behaviour within the town, of which I have to admit there is very little anyway. But what there is causes a major problem to a few people. And it's through passing on that information, through collaborative working, that we're able to do the best for the communities that we live in. Many of you will remember a while ago, about 18 months or more actually, when I started to complain about Festival Walk. Okay, it's not owned by the town council and it's not owned by the county council, but something has to be done rather than nothing being done. If that means a lick of paint, if it means just making the place look attractive, something has to be done by communicating with the owners, communicating with Durham County Council to actually move the agenda forward. The longer it stays as it is, the worse it gets, and that is just not acceptable for any of us in the town. We want to see a vibrant community. So how do I go about doing that? What would I like to see, and where will I be who and where will I be talking to, so that that can happen? I honestly think that we should start with bringing in the business forum that is already been set up in the town. It's an absolutely vital part of getting to know the business community, finding out what they want, what their problems are, and to bring those into the town hall to actually talk, to give us all the information that we need so we can go away and we can start talking to other people, other agencies that can do something about it. I put that question to the town council a few months ago, and it was laid flat in the water with political rhetoric and words as to why it can't be done I am still yet to have a full and proper answer. In fact, I never even received the answer to the question that I put in writing. So we need to start by looking at the systems that are already in place. If it's not possible to bring them into the town hall chamber with councillors, then it must be possible to do it by another method. And that method has not been investigated. That method has not been put out there to the business community, other than a social media comment I read some time ago that the council leader was going to attend one of their meetings. We need to be proactive. We need to get out there as councillors into the communities to talk to the people that are there to face the problems that they have. And that is one thing that, with having the time and the enthusiasm, I can do. Let's take some time to have a look at the town hall itself and the systems, policies, procedures that it has in place. Back at the last full election in 2013, there was some quite serious issues that needed to be addressed, and it was decided that we would implement a restructuring programme. Have things got any better? Have they gone from bad to worse to atrocious to unbelievably abysmal? The restructure has been an absolute failure. Staff have left. There's vacant posts, systems, policies, procedures are not in place. The regulator has stepped in to slap people's hands. Information is not being put in the public domain. That all sorts of things have gone wrong. Now, why they've gone wrong is something that I and you have no idea about. All these meetings, all these talks have taken place behind closed doors. So we're all pretty much in the dark. But that's the past. That's where it ends. We know massive amounts have been spent on legal fees. We know that allotment associations have lost their right to manage their own sites. There is so much that has gone wrong that we now need to sort of take a real hard look at it and say, what are we going to do about it? What can we change, and what can we change quickly? It is no good for people to turn around and say, well, we have an auditor in looking at this, we have an auditor in looking at that. We will get round to it. Let's look at the skate park. How long has that been going on for? Let's look at the playground that was going to be built at the back of Clyde Terrace. What's happened with that? What's happened to the 6-day investigation? We just don't get any answers or any updates, and that's where we need, as a council, to change. I believe that can be done. I believe that genuinely that people do want to know, and I certainly want to ensure that these things are put out in the public domain, because it's through you having that information, through you knowing where your council tax bill is being spent, through you knowing what services are available, what businesses you can visit, what times they are open, what we can do with the assets, the community centres, the town hall itself, the parks. What can be done to actually make this town better, make it more inclusive for everybody, and to make it a better place for us all to live. That's all I want to do, is to make it better for me and for you and for my neighbours and your neighbours. As you have seen in the last 10 minutes, I am the only person to have stood here in front of a camera, to stand here where you can make a straightforward, honest decision about who I am and what I stand for. I don't hide behind closed doors. I make my contact details, as they are at the end of this video, fully available to everybody. I'm more than happy to come and talk to people on the doorsteps. And if you elect me as your representative, you will see me in the ward. You will see me out and about on a weekly basis. From the bottom end, Cambridge Road, all the way down to the end of the cul-de-sacs, to the top end of the farm, to Moor Farm, around Craddock Street, around Rosa Street and around the town centre. And if you want to stop me and talk to me at any stage, then I will stop and talk, because I'm interested in what you've got to say. So on February the 18th, I'm asking you to use your vote, to use the power that you have to make your voice heard. Go to that polling station,